I'm using lean pork cutlets in a dish that you can easily make tonight. Barbecue pork cutlets with sweet potato wedges and fresh green salad is a pretty easy meal. That's to say that it's very pretty to look at and it's very easy to make. Now the trick to this is to allow the pork to marinate for as long as you can, overnight preferably, but an hour or two at least before you plan to eat, just to allow the flavours to absorb, and the taste will be amazing. Now have a look at these lovely French cutlets. Now not only is pork a lean source of protein, but it's also very low in fat. What a lot of people don't know is that most of the fat on pork is on the outside of the meat, which means it's very easy to cut off, not like marbled meat where the fat is all through it. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I do is just trim off some of this extra fat. So easy to do. Okay, now pop that in a dish with the others and get ready to make your marinade. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of crushed garlic, a tablespoon of lightly roasted and crushed fennel seeds, and some cracked black pepper, and then lastly some chopped fresh herbs. And these are just what I had in the garden. I've got some oregano, some thyme, some basil, and some parsley. Now the marinade just gets poured over the pork, poured over each cutlet. Now just get in there with your hands and make sure that each of the cutlets are nicely coated in the marinade. Now that's done, pop that in the fridge to marinate for a few hours or overnight if possible. Now the sweet potato chips are just as easy. You're going to need a hot oven, so have it heated at about 220 degrees Celsius, fan force if you can. Nice and hot. And don't peel them, you're just going to wash them to get any dirt off. And then using a tea towel, dry them thoroughly. Now I'm just going to cut these into wedges. Now sweet potato is a great source of beta carotene and it has quite a low glycemic index, so it's a really good carbohydrate to serve with protein like pork. Now pop them into a lined baking tray, just lined with baking paper so they don't stick. Now drizzle just a little bit of olive oil, and you don't need much because you've got the baking paper just to protect them from sticking. Now give them a gentle stir just to coat the potatoes in oil, and then take them to the oven to cook for 30 minutes. I've got a grill pan heated to medium heat. These are about 2.5 centimeters thick, which is the perfect thickness. I'm going to cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Now the trick to cooking pork is not to overcook it. So when the juices have just turned clear, take the meat off the grill pan and then cover them with foil to rest. And the foil will just help to finish cooking the meat, and it will turn out beautifully tender and flavoursome. So while that's resting, we can just make a very, very simple salad. Use whatever wash greens you've got, the more the merrier, I think, and use a lovely homemade vinaigrette and just toss it through, pour it through the salad. Now the sweet potato chips look crisp and fabulous. Have a look at this. Now just sprinkle a little bit of sea salt over them. Not much, just a bit. Now that's done. The pork cutlets are perfectly rested and I'm ready to serve. Serve a few potatoes on the plate. These look lovely. A little bit of salad and then the pork. And that looks absolutely gorgeous. The simple meals are often the best, and this one takes some beating. It's full of flavour, the pork is moist and tender, and of course it's good for you. I hope that you can enjoy it tonight.